Hi, welcome to the More Gems Show. I'm Steve Moriarty, your host, and with me today are my two sons, Michael, who's in charge of this production.
Hey, everyone.
And Jeffrey, who is our chat moderator.
Hey. How are we doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Hopefully everybody's doing good. Have a lively chat session from you folks tonight.
Yep. Yeah, well, if you're new here, I guess, and you're on watching, you can always log into your Gmail accounts or YouTube, and we usually got some good chat going on, and you can ask questions throughout the show. That's the easiest way to get things answered, and we'll try to stump Steve every night.
Stump Steve.
Stump Steve. Let's see you in chat.
It's not possible.
Who can
maybe
stump
it was a few
Steve
times.
tonight? Let's see. That's going to be the goal of the chat.
No. People are going to bring up silly things that nobody knows. So none of that stuff.
Gemstone related.
Yeah, ask some questions related to what we're showing you tonight.
Okay.
We ask whatever you want. Yeah, try to help, but occasionally I get stumped.
Yes. So,
Stump Steve tonight.
yes.
There's no points for it, no deductions, or there's going to be a charge if you stump Steve. No 15 off for you.
Yes, so that is the code tonight, right? Should we go over, I guess, how this all works?
It's May 15
May 15.
for
So,
15% off on the stones we're showing you tonight.
yep. So I guess if it's your first time here, tonight Steve will be showing some amazing stones. And to purchase them, there is a link at the bottom. It says visit MoreGems.com. You can go to MoreGems.com, and at the top of the page, there's a big green bar, and that'll link you right to the category that has all the gems on it, and you can purchase right through there. And you can use May 15 on any of those stones, and you put that code right in the cart. It'll take off 15%. You can pay with credit card. You can pay with PayPal. You can pay with, I'm not sure what the third party is, but it's a financing online you can purchase through. And we also do layaway, and that just requires you to give us a call, and we can hold a stone for you. I think I knocked all those out, right?
Okay. How about the last show stones? Are they still available?
They are somewhere, yes.
They are somewhere.
Yeah, I think
There's not many of them left,
Yeah.
but there are a few stones from last month's show
Yeah.
that you would have to.
If anybody wants to see last month's stones, they can message us, because I'm not sure what the URL is right now.
We'll have to set up a code for that or something, or another link somehow.
maybe.
Can it be under the live
We
shows?
could do like last month's show. Yes.
Okay.
So people.
Because there's still a few good stones left from that show.
Yep.
So.
Yes. But this
go ahead.
month's is at that top of the bar. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, and if you have any questions, again, our chat is pretty lively. So again, log into your Gmail or your YouTube. That's the only way you're going to be able to see, what other people are saying and everything. It's a good way to ask questions. But you can also, there's a chat function on our website if you want to chat directly with me, or you can email us, and we'll try to get to your questions.
How come I don't get to see what they say?
You're too busy showing off
Okay.
stones and holding them. We just don't want you to drop
All right.
any.
So, not much in the news, but we are planning our next trip.
Yes.
How's that coming, Jeffrey?
Have we decided that's what we're going to do?
Well, I thought I did.
Okay. So it looks like Thailand then.
Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a show in Bangkok, and Bangkok is I've been to Bangkok probably more times than any other place on the planet, and I often said that I should have kept going there because there was just every trip was a moneymaker. They were easy. I go to Africa, I got to spend 2 weeks there, and sometimes you don't spend your money. I can go to Thailand, and in 3 days I can spend my money because it's a cutting center, and you're just buying cut stones, and you sit in an office, they feed you, you get anything you want, and you just look at gems all day. You can look at $10 million in a day. Hopefully that's still the same. I haven't been there since 2008, so I don't think things have changed dramatically, but there's a good show there in September, and 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 going back to Chanterbury, which is near the Cambodian border, is always a good trip because that's a huge cutting center. At one time, there was 200,000 cutters. I've heard that number. I can hardly believe it, but there's a lot of cutters, So it's a major cutting center in the world, and hopefully we'll make that trip and find some interesting things to do other than just hunting for gems. But so that should be sometime in the fall. There's so many places I wanted to go, but so many issues. Sri Lanka was on our list, and they're just having so many problems there. I'm not sure exactly what's caused the problems, but they have no money. They can't even import drugs. The exports are so low that they have no money in the country really to get the products that they need. So it's really not a safe place to go. Africa has so much COVID right now that maybe it's not safe. Almost every place I looked at going just seemed questionable, except Thailand, I think is a relatively safe place, although they are having issues with the monarchy that's there. I think people are dissatisfied since the last king died, and the changeover's not been good. So a lot of protests there, but I don't think that'll affect us. Although the trading center is right in the middle of Bangkok, right in probably where a lot of the protesting's going on, but. We'll give it a shot because I know Jeffrey's not afraid to go anywhere. We have to talk him out of going places, that we don't feel are safe, and he just feels no concern. But I remember those days. Yeah.
If it's really bad, of course I won't go.
Yeah,
I've stopped.
We talked
a few
you out
trips.
of Guatemala.
A long time ago.
Went
back.
I don't know how many people they killed that year, but
I went back 10
hundreds.
years later.
Yeah. You went back when it was safer.
Yes.
So, so hopefully we'll make that trip, and the show after that will be great because, there's just a wide variety of stones. When I'm cutting rough, I'm limited to what's available, and a lot of times there's not a lot of variety coming out of the ground, and the Thais, just like the Sri Lankans, they're everywhere in the world. They are the buyers that are any place there's gems. They've set up office and they're buying there. And so you pretty much can find any gem that's available in the world in Thailand. So hopefully that continues to be the situation, and it's a good trip for us. So on to what we're showing tonight. So the pricing that you'll see on these stones, can you pull up the first stone there, Michael? So this, the normal price is actually the price that the Gem Guide, which is a market-driven independent guide. These people go out to the gem shows. Much of it's done in Tucson. And they go to the shows around the world, and they price stones from the dealers that are there. And with that, they produce this guide, which has diamonds in it, but it's mostly used for the colored stones. Like here you got topaz, and it breaks down to different qualities and by different weights, and gives you a wholesale price of the stones. And this is what we use to determine this normal price, which ends up being the appraisal price on it. The sale price is what we have it priced online, and the price that you'll be getting tonight is 15% off with the coupon code May 15.
May 15.
An original code by Michael. Yeah, he thought a long time for that one.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah,
but
so
I settled on
good
it.
job, though. I think people can remember it. So tonight we have 4 hidden gems. These are gems that are not visible to you currently. They'll be visible as they come up, and those have a special discount on them of 25%. So they'll be throughout the night. So if you hang around all night, you'll see all 4 of them. So anything else?
I think we are ready
Ready
to go.
Okay, first stone tonight is an amethyst, and a really, really unusual amethyst. When we bought all this 3 kilos of rough we bought, this stone just stood out to me, and I go, wow, I've never seen an amethyst that would cut this kind of length to width stone. You know, you see it in tourmalines, you see it in aquamarines. It's common. But in an amethyst, this just doesn't exist. You know, I've never seen it before. This is the first one I ever cut like this. Really unpleasant stone to cut because amethyst, difficult to polish. Long facets, I mean, these are 1-inch facets, so it's just very difficult to get them to polish evenly. But it came out really well. You know, so this is quite a unique stone, weighs 61.52 carats. Very clean stone. In the video, you can see some color zoning in it, which amethyst always has color zoning, just something, the nature of the stone. But when you look at it in person, that is not an obvious characteristic that you're going to notice in this stone. So just a really, really long stone, and just would make a really unique piece. You know, there are some limitations to this stone, and it's somewhat to do with how it reflects. We see this stone, if it lasts through this show, we're going to make a bracelet out of it, actually, run it across the wrist, just because it shows its brilliance better. As a pendant, it doesn't show the life that it has. When you put it vertical, it just, you know, if you can move it, it'll show the brilliance. But this stone does have some limitations. We thought about doing a monster ring out of it. Where's my hand? Oh, find the camera. You know, you could, you know, we see rings where they run them across the fingers, or if you can deal with something extremely long, you could do it as a ring. But our thought is to do it as a bracelet and run it across or diagonal or something like that. And that'll give you the best use of the brilliance of this stone, because as you move it side to side, it's where it shows its best brilliance. But really cool stone, and I personally have never seen a stone, an amethyst, with the length to width that this stone has. So it's a first for me, and thrilled to be able to offer it to you.
And Imager said if you have a lightsaber, you know, this would be a nice
Yes.
kyber crystal to put in.
So this is the kyber crystal for your lightsaber, and it's not going to work without it. So if you're a Star Wars fan, or you're gonna need this. You know, we've had a lot of response from Reddit
It
or
was on Imager.
on Imager. Yeah.
The somebody on chat mentioned Imager, so that's probably where it's coming from, huh?
Yes.
Oh yes. So Catherine said, "I'm hoping to see that amethyst from Imager show up because that is astounding."
Yeah. So it's not an amethyst, it's a kyber crystal. Yeah. We're going to rename it. And so anybody wants to own a kyber crystal cheap, you know how much kyber crystals go for. You know, they don't come cheap. All right. So what's up next?
Oh, did you mention the price?
Oh, I suppose I should. So it's 3,075, which I don't know what that is. 62. So it's about $50 a carat, less 15%. So it's $2,613. And this stone, I probably have 12 to 15 hours into cutting it. So still okay hourly wage, but you know, it just was a really, really difficult stone to do, and you know, but it was a love of producing something that you've never seen before, which is always exciting. So this is how long is it? 53 millimeters long, so it's 2 inches is the length of that stone. And our next stone is a Sphene. And it's another, probably the first and only heart-shaped Sphene I've ever owned. Can't say I've ever seen a heart-shaped Sphene. I'm sure someone's cut one. But this is a nice size for a Sphene, almost 5 carat. And as you can see, you can start to see the dispersion. If you get the right light on this, you see huge dispersion out of Sphene. That's its most notable characteristic, because this material, you're not going to be putting in a ring. It's a pendant-only stone due to its soft, it's 5.5 hardness, not a real tough stone, but in a pendant, it's perfect. So pendant is really the choice for Sphene. So, but just really nicely cut heart shape. I didn't do it. It's been a long time since I've cut a heart, but I have cut quite a few. Getting that notch right is always a challenge. Again, here's some explanation of the photography. You can see the crystals that are in the stone as it rotates, but in person, you're not going to see it. That's the part of the issue with the cameras is that when you put them under decent lighting, they show everything that's inside, and you're going to see that in a few stones tonight, there's no hiding the inclusions, but when you wear this stone, you're just not going to see those. It's just something that the camera shows and doesn't show up in person. You light it from the side with an intense light, you'll see it, but otherwise it's just going to be a clean-looking stone.
So you cut those notches, are they using the side of the lap?
That's what I used to do, is use a sharp-edged lap. A lot of the laps these days are more rounded, so it's hard to do that. Or there's tools that you can use, carving tools. You can probably more accurately do it, but I always use the side of the laps. My laps in the past were very sharp edge, and you could just cut that in on the edge of the lap. So, but Sphene, that the dispersion in Sphene. The only other stone that I've seen similar, and there probably are others, but sphalerite is another one with real high dispersion. I tried to cut one for the show this week, but nothing but problems polishing it, which is just the nature of the material, and you need a good, fresh new lap that nothing else been cut on to really get a good polish on the material. But this Sphene weighs almost 5 carat. I think it's one of the bigger stones we've had. I do have a 15 carat Sphene, but Sphene's readily available to 3 or 4 carat. But above that, it gets significantly rarer. So it's $17.25 is the online price, and with 15 off, it's $1,466. So nice Sphene, just really nicely cut. Not overly deep. You get a good face size for its weight. So just make a really beautiful pendant. And when you wear a stone that's this bright, just very easy to see on yourself on a pendant.
And you mentioned the pendant. So in the live chat that we have going on YouTube, Lolo asks, so should Sphene never be set in a ring?
Sphene should never be set in a ring.
Okay.
It's you wear it to out to the wedding one night and hope it makes it through the night.
Okay.
It's just not a very durable stone for wear like that. Each time you hit it, you're gonna chip it, scratch it. It's just too easy to damage. Most of the world is what we run into. A lot of material out there is is quartz or has 7 hardness. This is 5.5 hardness, and so you rub it across the brick, and it just scratches the heck out of the surface of it. Yep. Pretty Sphene. This particular stone, I think this one is from Madagascar, yes. So while I was traveling to Madagascar, the 15 karat stone I own, I actually bought in Madagascar probably back in 2007 or 8, because that material was just discovered about that time. And they produced some really large stones. A friend of mine cut an 80 karat Sphene, which is unbelievable. And the 15 karat I have is pretty extraordinary stone. That stone was sold once, and it recycled through me, so that's the reason we still have it. And up next, this is a pretty unique stone. We've had one other before this with this color. This is a pyrope that comes from Morogoro, Tanzania. The color is just unlike any other garnet that I've ever seen. It's just pinker, and it is almost a fuchsia colored pink. It's more like a sapphire, and because you never see garnets this color, if you showed it to me, my first guess would be sapphire, because I do see sapphires this color. But this one weighs 3 carat 71. And sapphire this color, probably 4,000 a carat. But the stone, 1,090 for the stone. We had one other on one of the shows that was this color. I bought 3 or 4 stones. They were cut with a cabochon top. So the brilliance was really muted, and I bought them with the intention of recutting. These were smaller size. I didn't get around to it till now, but the bigger stone was maybe 7 or 8 carat finished. But this is a really nice size garnet. Just a really remarkable color that you're just not going to see this color. Although I did see a piece of rough just recently that looked like it might cut this color. But it's a very uncommon color for garnet. So this is a 371. 1,090 is our price online. And with the coupon code May 15, that takes us to 926. So it's somewhere around 275, 300 a carat, somewhere in there. But really a beautiful garnet. This is another one that has some silk in it. Gives it a very slightly muted brilliance, but not much. What you see in the picture here is pretty much what you get. It's exactly what you get, I guess.
And for people that are just joining, or this is their first show, you want to explain to them about, we're going to be showing all gemstones, but our custom design options that we have.
Yes. So any of these stones, we can pretty much make anything out of them. You want a ring, a pendant, bracelet, pretty much anything. And if you have an idea of what you want, you can give us an idea, and we'll work up a design. Our designer, Christopher Michael, does computer-aided designs. And we send you the designs for your approval. After you approve it, we can even send you the wax model that you can actually physically hold the item in the size it's going to be. And then we produce the piece in any gold or platinum that you may want. So this would make a beautiful ring, and we'll be glad to send you some design ideas. Is that what you had in mind?
I think so.
Okay.
Yep. And all the stones, again, can be purchased at MoreGems.com with the coupon code May15 to take 15% off. We had a few questions come in. One was from James. If I can find, just had it. Let's chat. Oh, this was kind of off topic, but I'm guessing this is from a previous show. But with Mozambique Aquamarine, Steve said they scratch fast. Why do they scratch faster when they're?
I didn't say that.
No?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't, because aquamarine is actually a really, really hard stone. You can wear aquamarine in a ring for years and not scratch it, because it's 7.5 to 8 hardness, and that's one of the harder gems that's available. So they really don't scratch easily. The one thing about Mozambique, you got to be a little careful, because some of them are more grayish blue. There are some great ones from Mozambique, but some of them take on a little gray tint to them. And I'm not sure what's currently being produced aqua from Mozambique. I haven't seen any recently, but I'm sure there's some coming out. There's a new supply coming out of Madagascar, which I've yet to see any of the rough. The color looks great. I'm not sure about the clarity. And I bought many, many aquas. Aqua from Madagascar is probably the finest aqua in the world. My understanding is the production area in Ankasbe is not producing like it once was. But that's another place that I looked at going to. But there's issues exporting right now, which is common. You just can't easily get the material out of the country at the moment.
Okay.
And one comment on, the picture you're seeing that I'm showing this stone in. This stone is actually a little more fuchsia pink. We have one setting on this camera. When I take videos in the studio, I have about 6 different settings that I can get different colors. This stone was difficult to picture anyway, but the picture that's online is closer, although it's still even more fuchsia colored than what's pictured on the website. There's limitations to the colors. Some things I can get really accurate. Tanzanites I can get really accurate. Green stones are difficult. Blue-green stones are difficult. They'll never be accurate like the blue zircon we'll show later. It's just so much prettier in person. The green that adds to the blue, I can't photograph it, So there are some limitations, and I'll try and let you know whether the color is different than what we're showing. But generally they're really accurate. Most colors are dead on. You can trust what's on the site. They're as close as I can get them, and just a few colors there are problems. Okay, next one. So here's one of the amethysts from the material we bought. That's from Bahia, Brazil, and you'll be seeing this for years. We'll be cutting this material. Just really great colors, and very, very clean material. And most of what I bought's going to cut 5 carat and bigger, and a lot of it's the 10 to 20 carat and 60 carat, like the first stone in the bunch. Whoop. So just really strongly pleochroic, meaning it's showing different colors. So in different lights, just like a Tanzanite does, you'll see more blues or more reddish violet in different lights. And this is about the closest thing to Tanzanite that I see, has the same characteristics of looking different in different lights. So this is a square cushion. No, it's just a square. Forget what I cut. It's an almost square step cut. I think there's a little bit off square. 6. Very close. It's square. So we had a sale. All right.
It's the one in your hand.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Thank you,
Christy. And there's amethyst on these shows is always done really well. It's just it's as good a material as exists on the planet right now, and it's a reasonable stone, and those are a couple of good things for saleability. It just takes a lot of time to cut these. This is another stone that's 7-8 hours, just because of its size and the difficulty of polishing amethyst. Amethyst is like, you think for a lesser expensive material, it should be easier on the cutter, but, it's just we all have problems cutting amethyst, and, it's not the cutting part of it, it's getting it to polish. And I'm working hard to try and find new ways of polishing, because it's just never an easy thing to do. So thanks for that sale.
That was Christy.
Christy, thank you, Christy. Yeah, it's a cool stone. We'll not give you that little fuzzy that's on the picture there, but well, there's a few of them on this one.
And if she wants to do a custom design with it, that's something we can help her out with
You bet.
as well.
You bet. You know, it's a big ring. I mean, it still could be ring. You know, we've done rings this size. You know, you consider the depth of the stone, and the style of cut is a fairly deep cut. So as far as a ring, if you're satisfied with a stone that sets up higher, we can definitely do a ring. Perfect for a pendant. You know, you can do any size, any depth in a pendant, and it's easy to wear. So if we can help you out there, Christy, we'll be glad to provide some designs for you. You can look both on MoreGems, and Tanzanite Jewelry Design is our other website that has quite a few different designs for you to look at.
We had a question when we were talking about aquamarine earlier. She asked from white to blue, but I guess can you use heat to turn aquamarine from white to blue?
No. No, the only thing that heat does is take the green away from the blue. A lot of stones look more green, and if you look at them with a microscope, which is this tool, look, if I take this aqua and look through it, it is, says this one been heated, Michael?
Not sure. I don't know.
I would guess it's been heated, just because it's blue and clear, whereas these will usually be blue and yellow, and the yellow and the blue gives us green, so these crystals will often look green when they come out of the ground. So you heat them up, and the yellow disappears and just leaves the blue. But colorless will never turn anything but colorless. Once it's gone, not to be brought back. And that's pretty much true of all stones. You can irradiate stones, and you can irradiate aquamarine and turn it into what we call maxis beryl, which is a really deep color beryl, but the color is unstable. So you leave it in the sunlight for a little while, a few hours probably, and it'll turn colorless again, or some off color that you don't want. All right, up next. This is a cool little gem. You know, I when I finish cutting stones, I'm often not sure what I think. And this was one of those. I wasn't sure. You know, I was hoping for a little deeper color, but the first two people I showed it to went, "Wow." So I thought, well, maybe it is a good stone. And the more I looked at it, yeah, it's a really, really beautiful stone. You know, sometimes we get to thinking they should look like emeralds, and, you know, but not true in Moriarty mint garnets. Moriarty mint are a minty green stone, and this is what they're meant to look like. And this is really a bright stone. I'm really thrilled with the yield I got out of it. I hoped it would be 3 carat, and I got a little over 4 carat. Because in garnets, you know, this kind of size is a big stone. You know, it's like a diamond. I mean, they just don't come big often. You know, in Moriarty mint garnet, so true. I mean, yes, I've sold a few 13, 14 carat stones, but those are not a normal size for garnet. So a 4 carat Moriarty mint garnet is actually a really big stone, and just very happy with it. A unique shape, because that's, you either cut a unique shape or you get a 2 carat. So we went for the unique shape, and the stone has full brilliance, just really a lively cut. And I can see this just as a really beautiful ring. You know, the unique shape just adds to the beauty of the ring. Just going to end up being a different look, and that's kind of what most of us are looking for, something different. And you can set this a variety of ways. And whoop, if I can get it in the camera right. I think I haven't used this camera before. So it's a Barian style. Again, if you've been around here several times, you hear me talk about Barians, and it's just a cutting style I do often. It's just a brilliant style that works on many designs, and I'm never concerned that whether it's going to be beautifully brilliant or not. So any shape I do and use this cut, it's always just one of the most brilliant of cuts. So it's a step cut crown and a brilliant style pavilion. So that's Marilani mint garnet. Marilani mint is a byproduct of Tanzanite mining, sporadically available. There are years where Marilani mint does not exist. There are many years it doesn't exist, and for most of my time in business, it didn't exist. There's just periods it comes out and it's available. It's been somewhat available for probably the last 6-7 years. The last time I was in Tanzania, there was a lot of material available. Now again, it's somewhat difficult to get, but still producing some. So nice stone. Again, it's related to Tsavorite garnet. It's a green grossular garnet, as Tsavorite is. And Tsavorite, some of the differences are I don't have a UV light.
Should be one around.
It does fluoresce. If I can find a light. Find one that. Whoop. Anyway, get my shit together here. So you can see the orange fluorescence, whereas Tsavorite garnet does not fluoresce. So that's one difference between the two, and one way you can probably separate them. I don't know that's 100% true, but I don't see Tsavorites fluoresce, and this one does. But same grossular garnets, so the coloring agent's probably different. There's probably more chrome in this one. I don't know.
Wouldn't that dampen the fluorescence?
No, that's what. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's what's causing the fluorescence. We'll have to reach out to Chris. Chris, what causes the fluorescence in this? So we'll hopefully get a response later. So that's Marilani mint garnet. And one of those that if it doesn't sell at this show, we'll be making this up soon, because I'm really anxious to see this in a ring.
We had a question. Quick one. The first amethyst that we had, the longer emerald cut, modified emerald cut, we had a question if that could be put into a pendant.
Well, of course it can go into a pendant. It just, when you look at it, it just doesn't show the brilliance in a pendant that I would like to see it. It takes some movement to see it. Although we did talk, if you set it crossways like it's pictured there, it would be a different story. But when it's vertical, it's kind of dead, frankly.
That's why you recommended a bracelet.
Yeah, or me and Chris just talked this morning about it, and he was talking about setting it lengthwise across the chest, and then it works. That's the issue. The movement works with the length of the stone. So when it's vertical on a pendant, it just you'll see one flash on one of those 3 sections of facets, and when you look at it, otherwise the others are going to be dark. I've looked at it, and that's a limitation I see with this stone. But setting it crossways, if that would be of interest to you, and we've done that many times with longer stones, and that would be an effective way to set it, that it would work. You probably tilt it just slightly upwards, and it'll be an effective use of that stone.
Okay.
Make any sense?
Yep.
Okay. All right, up next. All right, here's one of our hidden gems. And
Again, what the hidden gems are?
the hidden gems are 25% off. You know, which this is, I'm not even sure why I put it on here. I felt a little guilty. We were been busy with the Mother's Day, and I didn't get as much cutting as I wanted to, so I thought I'd throw some really good stones in there. And this is a really good stone. This is an 11 karat Tanzanite that has everything. The color, it has red flash, it has everything. And it also has a extra special price on it. This stone is $67.60, and it's 25% off. So it's a $5,000 stone, which is about $460 a carat for a top gem Tanzanite. That's about as good as I can make it. You know, so really nicely cut, highly rated stone, and the color's right. And I'm not sure if this one is, seems this one was a little more blue than violet, but you have to look on the website to see exact description. But it's a great gem, you know. So good price, nice size stone, 11 karat gem, and everything about it is right.
And this stone was, it can be seen now. So it didn't show up.
Okay. Yes. This is a hidden gem, meaning that it wasn't available to you until this time. Because these kind of stones, if we put them on early, people would jump right in and take the hidden gems. And so we're making you hang around for a while to see these gems, I guess is the idea.
Yeah, and good discount. And
Yeah. So just really good life to the stone. I mean, it's just beautifully cut. Like I say, it has everything. You get it in the right light, you can kind of start seeing the red flash, but red flash doesn't show up in pictures or videos generally, unless I put a special light on them. And you know, if you throw a little incandescent flashlight on these, do I have one? I had one. Next time, sorry, trust me, it's got red flash. You know, which I don't talk about much because red flash is, you know, everybody wants red flash. Well, I've got 15 stones in my entire 500 stone repertoire that have any red flash to it. So it's not something to expect out of gems. You know, even the top colors just rarely exhibit anything red flash. And it only shows up in certain lights, and, you know, it's just like a little highlight to the stone. But it does only show up in top gemstones. Yeah, that's probably the most expensive hidden gem we've had.
Yeah.
Or the best bargain. Depends how you look at it.
And you discussed the price?
I did. $460 a carat
I was over there, Jimmy.
times 11. Yeah, like 5,070 or somewhere around there. Tanzanite's still our number one seller. You know, it still is 50% of our entire business. Hopefully that will continue, and it'll continue to be available. Still available currently. There's no truth that Tanzanite has run out. You know, I'd like to spread that story, but you know, that's what people in the government do, spread falsehoods. But you know, whoop, can't talk about that. Whatever side you're from.
On your hand, Steve?
Sure.
Someone asked, is the girdle faceted?
This girdle is not faceted. This is cut, this particular stone, probably cut in India, and they don't facet girdles. I facet girdles because I cut the girdle first. That's the first thing I do when I cut stones, but that's not commonly done either whether they're cut in Africa, cut in India, cut in Thailand. They have a different way of how they cut stones, and so a lot of the things I cut everything I cut has a faceted girdle, but this does not. They just always round the girdles. Typically they're polished, not always polished perfectly, but they're typically polished but not faceted.
So show it on your hand, Steve.
Oh, which camera?
You can do it over there. See if you can fit, just to get a size reference.
See if I can do it here.
Sure.
There.
Good size for a ring.
Yeah.
Nice gents ring.
Yeah, a great ring. Great pendant. Great bracelet. Yeah, pretty much good for anything. Great stone. Yeah, somebody should own that stone, really. And up next is our aquamarine crystal that we discussed earlier. Just a really nice piece. Twin crystals. Where's this one from, Mike? Nigeria? Oh, okay. It's not quite that dark a color.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it'd be nice. This would be twice as much if it were that color. Seen a few that were close.
Yeah, the Vietnamese material sometimes
Yeah.
gets real dark. More like that.
Yeah, that's more accurate, but teeny bit of green to it, don't you think?
Yeah, slightly.
Yeah, slightly green. Which is a good thing. The green that's in a lot of aquamarines can be very attractive. And when you get one that has this seafoam color, they're highly valued. But the problem with green in these stones, usually it just destroys the beauty of it. It just looks off green. And those are actually some of the best stones once you heat them. The really green ones, they just heat really, really well. And you get a really intense blue out of them. So really nice terminations on it. It's $1,099 with the coupon code May15. It's $934. Weighs 30 carats, about an inch and a half long. Most often we see these crystals just as single crystals, and the value goes up exponentially when you have more than one crystal together.
The termination of it is kind of unique for aquamarine too. It's a little different. A lot of times you'll just see.
Oh yeah, usually it's flat. Yeah. Most commonly these are just a flat plane on the top. Looks. Yeah, probably a little more like what we see in tourmalines.
Yeah.
So really nice crystal. And this comes to you from Mineral Mike. That's Michael's website. Mineral Mike has a wide variety of crystal mineral specimens. So go check out Mineral Mike and see what else is available. Up next, this is a really cool stone. I'm really happy with how this cut came out. Wasn't sure, these stones are generally cut as an emerald cut. It typically accents the split the best, but I'm set with this cut as accenting the split best because this one came out really, really well.
Yeah. This is a good one.
Yeah.
This one it should sell.
Yeah. I hit the color split really well. If you look really close at it, one end is slightly longer than the other, but where those facets split, I wanted it to hit right on the color zone, and it just worked really, really well. This is maybe the best cut ametrine I've ever done. And you'll see this cut again. I will try and reproduce this because this is going to sell, whether it's tonight or in the near future. This is a cut and a material that sells real well. Weighs just under 17 carats, so $840 is our online price. Appraised price of $1528. So $714 is the price of this stone. So about $42 a carat.
So does it take you longer to cut something like this because you have to focus on getting the colors split?
No.
No.
Yeah, it really didn't. 15 minutes longer, maybe. I mean, being a quartz, again, polishing is the issue. They just take a lot longer time to polish. There's days that I wish I never cut a quartz. But then we buy 3 kilos of quartz. I've got to cut a lot of quartz, but I've got to find a better way, to polish. I tried. The lap I tried today is the dark side, which a lot of people have success with it, and I'll try it. I'll give it a little more serious try this week. But I didn't have much success polishing it with this either. This is supposed to be the silver bullet for quartz, but I didn't find that today. And I've tried it a couple of times, and I'll keep working with it and, maybe buy another one, see if I actually contaminated this somehow. Because quartz can be beautiful. These ametrines that come from Bolivia, some of the most beautiful stones on the planet. And, for a bicolor stone, they're really a bargain. I've always thought that they're so underpriced for what they are, but...
and one of the few sources with natural citrine.
Yes, that's true. Citrine doesn't come out of the ground naturally this color. It does, but rarely. Most citrine is amethyst that's been heated. So this you're getting a natural citrine, which is actually quite rare. And this material has been synthesized. Our friends, the Russians, or our enemies, the Russians. Sorry if there's any Russians out there. Just no politics. Yeah, true. I have nothing against Russia at all. Just, yeah,
So
no
they
politics.
synthesize these-
So they synthesize. So Russia has synthesized this material, as I put my foot in my mouth. And, so you have to be a little bit careful what you're buying out there, because there are synthetics available, and of course synthetics are third the price of what the naturals are. So, which is currently the case of diamond, as we discussed. The synthetics are about a third the price of the naturals currently. So, but this is a really, really great stone, and just really pleased how it came out.
Can you show it, like if somebody wanted to do a ring, how it looks on the finger?
Sure, maybe.
shows the
Sure, here it is on a big hand.
On a big hand, yes.
Yeah.
And again, so somebody was asking, is it untreated and unheated? Or
Untreated, unheated.
Untreated
Yes, this
and
material
unheated.
comes out natural like that.
Okay.
It was a big dispute for many, many years. Most of my time in business, they disputed this. And probably 20 years ago, they finally decided, after multiple people, including friends of mine, have been in the mines, and you see the crystals on the walls, and they're you can see the citrine running down the middle of the amethyst. Which Mineral Mike has some beautiful scepters. Yeah, that are ametrine. They actually came from Brazil.
Well, those don't have the ametrine. No, those are just, there's not much citrine in those.
Oh, okay. So those are all
Just amethyst.
the
I have some
Bolivian.
etched ametrine crystals from Bolivia.
Yeah.
And I do have one nice crystal I could probably get. I don't know, but it has a nice orange through it.
So they, it's became obvious that they were natural, because they're not heating them in the walls of the mine, and many people, once they started, they probably at the beginning of the mining they didn't allow anybody in there, but later people started going in there, and you could see that the material is natural. And
I don't know if you'll be able to back.
if I had a good, where's my light? Oh, there we go. So you can see the citrine in it. So that's a really nice ametrine crystal.
There you go, look at that.
Yeah.
That one's not online yet, if anybody's interested.
How much is this one,
Oh man, I didn't even look at the price.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
yeah. It's a cool one.
It's reasonable.
Yeah. Oh, it's a cutter. Maybe it won't be online. So that's ametrine from Bolivia.
I had a question. Is there any other rare bicolored quartz?
Yeah, I've had amethyst, and then that went clear, and I've had citrine that direction too, that were clear and yellow. And I haven't seen that material.
I actually remember that as a kid.
I had like 3 or 4 of those, and I haven't seen them since, and that's back from maybe early 2000s or 1990, somewhere back in there. I thought, this can't be that unusual, but apparently it is that unusual. So other than that, that's about all I've ever seen as far as bicolors, but clear and purple and clear and golden, and these ametrines. So.
And I know we usually after the show get some questions about like what you cut with. We talk about it every show, but what's the machine that you use to cut?
Is the Ultratech V5 is the machine over my shoulder here. Yeah, you can. So that's one of the machines I have. I have several machines, but that's currently the machine I'm using. It's just a really accurate machine. So anybody that might have an interest in faceting, my best advice is to think about spending more money on a machine, and you'll be a better cutter, you'll be a happier cutter, because a machine that is accurate will save you so much time and so much frustration. Learning on a typical used machine or many of the machines that are out there, they're just not accurate enough that you have to be able to make the adjustments necessary. And as a new cutter, it is beyond your knowledge how to make these adjustments. And it'll be a really, really tough learning curve if you try and work with a machine that doesn't have the accuracy of a machine like this Ultratech V5. They're expensive, but if you're really serious about being more than a hobby or being a really serious hobbyist, spend the $5,000 and get a machine that will make your life so much easier. Your first cut will be an attractive cut if you're lucky, but you'll at least have the opportunity to make the first one work. Whereas on most of the machines that you might buy used or buy a cheap machine, it's just going to take more than luck to get that stone to work out for you. You're just going to get frustrated and end up dropping it just because it's too hard to do. And this, unfortunately for me, makes it pretty easy, relatively, for you to become a good cutter. You know, and with the videos we have online and a combination with a machine like this, you can learn to be a good cutter pretty quick. You know, it won't take you the 2, 3, 4 years that it took me to become a good cutter because I had an MDR machine that didn't work correctly. I had no idea. I'd never machined before, so understanding how to use a machine and understanding a machine is not accurate, you know, is difficult for a newbie to the hobby. All right, that said, what's next? All right, these are cool. We've done really well with these, and this is one I was going to save just because it's the biggest and I won't say it's the best. It's just the biggest I had. It's just a really cool piece. You know, Ammolite is a fossilized ammonite, which was a shellfish from 70 million years ago. These are from the Bear Paw Formation in Canada. It's in Alberta, Canada, just maybe 150 miles north of the border of Montana. And the fossil is altered, it becomes fossilized, and the surface becomes changed to aragonite. Just like the pearls, you know, it's like a pearl material. And if you look at the big shells they have available, there's some of them 5 foot across that have colors like this across them. I think they go for $100,000 or, you know, but they do find some huge ones up there. So we talked about going up there, but I don't think that trip's going to happen this year, you know, because you can do some fee digging up there in the riverbanks for this material. You know, but really cool material, makes a great pendant. You know, and the ones I buy, you know, I used to rep Corite, which was the main company that used to mine this. This was back in the late 70s, early 80s. I repped this company and learned a lot about the material. And when you look at these ammonites, or Ammolite, which is the gem for ammonite. When you look at them, it's really important that you look at the directional brilliance of these stones. Some of these stones, you look at them, and if you tilt it this far, it loses all its color. You know, but these have really a long range angular that you can turn it and still see the color in this. But it's not true of 90% of this material. You know, a lot of it, you know, only one direction you look at it do you see the color. And as soon as you rotate it at all, it just loses it. So everything I buy, you know, it's really the first thing I look at is just how much can you move it. Because when you set it as a pendant, you know, I've seen them set where they sat there and they had no color face on. You know, either they set it the wrong directions, because some of them are directional. You know, these that I buy are multi-directional. You can put them in any direction, and they're still going to show color. You know, and that's just a really critical point in buying these ammolites, is that they do show color, so you don't have to just look straight on them to see the beauty of this material. But what colors they have, I mean, it's just amazing. You know, what other gem shows such brilliance and such intense color? You know, you never see it in opal. I mean, you see intense colors, but not like this. I mean, this would be harlequin pattern in an opal, an amazing harlequin pattern. Yeah, they're just beautiful, and they make great pendants. We've made several over the last few years. You know, so this is a shell, so this is actually a really clean one. I mean, you see the little cracks in the material, you know, but that's just the nature of it. You know, that's always there. You know, and this is as clean a surface as you get them. But what color? That's just phenomenal. you wear this as a pendant, and people are just going to be grabbing your neck all the time. Maybe that's not what you want, but don't give this to your wife. All the men will be grabbing her. Is that too political? All right. That's an ammonite or ammolite, fossilized ammonite. I didn't give a price on that one, Michael. So it's $14.90, less than 15%. Turn the calculator on. So $1,266, but just a spectacular pendant. And if you look at what we've done some interesting work on the back of these in the pendants that we've made. Actually have reproduced in the gold the shape of the ammonite, which is kind of like a nautilus. It looks like a nautilus shell. Is what these guys were. So there was a squid-like creature within the nautilus-like shell from 70 million years ago. That was a sea up there in north of Montana, which I think it's probably the one that set free and formed the scablands of Washington, I believe. So now what's next? Next is another amethyst. This is a Portuguese cut.
I predict that this one will sell.
So this one weighs 7.74 carats. The Portuguese cut has 166 facets, usually. So I take some liberties with them occasionally and cut out a few rows on the crown if there's not enough material, but this is a full Portuguese. And actually it has more. I don't think we count the girdle facets. As you can see, it's a faceted girdle on this one. And those would add another 16 facets to it, but I don't think in general we count them.
Maybe 173 then, no?
Yeah. I don't know technically. I maybe some of you cutters out there, know that technically can we count the girdle facets
182.
as part of the count? If you put them in there, I mean it's a facet. I don't know why we don't count them, but the designs of it say 166 facets, but that's not 100% accurate. So.
And this one was actually cut by...
Oh, this one was cut by Linda Thierry. Linda, I think you're watching out there. Good job. Nice stone. I gave her a big amethyst today that I'm sure she thought I was punishing her because it was probably too big for her mental well-being, because the bigger it gets, the harder the facets get to be to polish, and as we've discussed, it's kind of a nightmare polishing them. So, we'll get through it, Linda, but you did a really good job on this one. It's 7 carat 74, $399 is the price before a discount, and with the discount, it's $339.
Someone was asking, I know you talked about the facets. Is it as technically difficult to achieve as it looks?
Not on a good machine, but if you don't have a good machine, just don't even try it. You can try it. It'll still look pretty, but you'll see that the facets don't match. You try and do this many small facets on a machine that is not really accurate, and it'll be a nightmare to cut. It'll not look like this, and you'll be swearing by the time you're done. So again, high quality machine does a good job on a stone like this. When you have that many little facets, it's not easy to get them to all match up correctly. So, all right, and the next stone is. Did I? Yeah, I did.
Show it in the other camera.
Oh,
Get
okay.
The size reference and stuff.
Michael's mad because it hadn't sold and he predicted it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
predicted it.
Come on, somebody keep Michael happy here.
Well, Well, it's Portuguese.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
loves
yeah. Portuguese cut is the number one seller.
It's viral on Reddit all the time for us.
Yeah,
Everybody loves
yeah.
Portuguese.
I love Portuguese.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I love Portuguese too. I don't love cutting them, but I love Portuguese.
What's the chat
I don't know. Is it chat?
Yeah.
People
what do
in
you
chat
think
do you
out
like
there?
Portuguese?
Yeah, it's a great color and just it's just got a spiraling brilliance that for the wearer particularly, you get to sit and look at this, and it's kind of mesmerizing.
Show the backside of it too.
It's a deep cut, so if you do it in a ring, it's going to set up higher. But as a pendant, again, not an issue. So we're going to look at this stone until it sells. So get Michael off the hook.
Can we see it on your hands, Steve?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. How many ways can we show this stone? Little.
That was Little Uzi.
Who was that guy
Little Uzi.
that had the stone ripped out of his head?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that a
yeah.
rapper?
What?
Is that a rapper?
Yeah, what did he have? He had a pink diamond.
Oh, really?
It was worth $1 million or something. You put it in your forehead. Oh, yeah, that's asking for it.
Somebody ripped it out of his forehead?
Yeah.
Really?
It's just hard to imagine.
All right, we can go to the next one.
I'm not leaving. Yeah. Okay. Somebody will get that one.
I'm looking at a picture of the Lucy right now. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Well-
nuts.
What was it? Did it show the picture of
Yeah.
him with it in his head?
Yeah. It's like a third eye almost. Like the not like a round one. It's actually
Yeah.
or it's
Do
a marquee.
Do they have a picture of the hole in his head now?
Afterwards?
Let's get it before or after here.
That's nuts. Huh.
We'll show it later. Okay, up next. What was his name? Little Uzi?
Little Lucy.
Yeah.
Uzi?
Yeah,
Like the gun?
Like the machine gun.
Oh, okay. All right.
You want to do the little sold?
Oh. God.
You guys are both right. Thank you, Victoria. She has bought the
Victoria,
Portuguese.
All right. Way to go.
So we just have to guarantee it on everyone. We just got to leave it up on the. We got to talk about it for a while till
Yeah, it's
people
going
want
to
to
be
move
an
on.
8-hour show tonight. Yeah, we're not moving on till it sells.
Sweet. Thank you.
Cool, thanks. So we have a hidden gem, another Tanzanite. I figured I'd make the hidden gems some Tanzanite, seeing as I have a few. And I can afford to give a discount occasionally on these because 25% off on Tanzanite is uncomfortable, but it's makes for a good show hopefully. And
Yeah, Steve will
Yeah.
be uncomfortable for our
yeah.
viewers here.
And my wife yells at me for discounting too much. So, but anyway, this is a 3 carat 31 trillion Tanzanite. Really beautiful color. There you go. Look at that stone. I don't know what probably has a rating on it. I don't have all that information, but really, really nice stone. High clarity. Regular price of $17.40. Oops. So this one's $13.05. Divided by 3.31 equals, so like $395 a carat. Yeah, hard for me to beat that. So just nicely cut, good spread on the stone for its weight. It measures almost 10 millimeter. Most 10 millimeters will weigh more than 4 carat. So you're just getting a good face size for its weight. Sometimes you can have an extra carat and a half in some stones. Blue zircons, you'll see a 7 carat stone here that in a Tanzanite would weigh 5 carat just because they're cut deeper and just the nature of that material. And it happens in Tanzanite too. You don't throw I buy tanzanites that are cut deep, often because they have better color, more brilliance. You just don't get the big face size like you get with this stone.
With the hidden stones, if you go to MoreGems.com and click on the green banner, you can find all the stones from the show that you can purchase. And if you're already on that page, you just have to refresh it, and this new stone will show. And then you can, check out using the code RARE25 to get your 25% off.
Rare 25.
Rare, okay. Another unique original code by Michael Moriarty.
If anybody has any suggestions for new codes, please leave them in the chat.
Just look at just nice brilliance to this stone. And it looks like it's, I can't tell. I have lights I grade these in, and whether they're more purple or more violet, or more purple or more blue, and I'm not sure which one. This one's probably more blue, but it'll be in the description of the stones. There'll be a quality rating on these stones. When it comes to Tanzanite, I do grade Tanzanite differently than any other stone. I've come up with a grading system that only I use. Me and an engineer that was an investor in Tanzanite, we created this system, and what it does, it breaks down by color, and I grade in two different lightings, grade in incandescent and grade in daylight, and then I give the color a number. And then I'll grade clarity, give that a number, and these numbers are between 1 and 1,000. And then I'll grade the quality of the cut. And cut I break down into 4 different categories, which is the brilliance, the overall cutting, the polish, and one other thing.
Color?
No, has all to do with cut. Cut is brilliance, the polish, the overall cutting. There's a 4th factor. So, and then with those factors, add them up and then divide by 3, and I get a number between 1 and 1,000 as far as its overall quality. And things over 900 are in that exceptional quality range. And most of what we have right now is in the exceptional, because they're just such great tanzanites available now, better than all my time in business. The quality of material that is out there right now is far better than what has been available in the past. So it's a really good time to own a tanzanite. If you don't own one, it's really the time to buy one. The Tanzanian government is working hard to get control of the pricing and the taxing of Tanzanite. So they built a wall around the mines. There's 12 square kilometers that they built a wall around. And now they've restricted all the sales within that wall in an attempt to keep the material from crossing the border into Kenya and being exported out of Kenya is what's happened in the past. And recently they're trying to sell what used to be Tanzanite 1 again, which is C block. They're once again trying to find a major investor in it, and this is all an attempt to keep the taxing of it within the country, which they deserve, and to get somebody that is going to be a major marketer of Tanzanite. Right now there's just many mines, and there's nobody that's really coordinating the sales of Tanzanite. And once they get control of it, the only expectation is that the price is going to go up. So that's why I'm investing heavily in Tanzanite, and I believe it's a stone worthy of investment. And you'll find a lot of Tanzanite on Tanzanite Jewelry Designs, which is our other website.
Not 25% off, though.
Not 25% off, and you won't see that often. Maybe never, well, you'll see it on these shows maybe. So we always have some hidden gems just to keep you interested. So what's next there, Mike? Ooh. Yeah, this is an ooh. Yeah, this is a rhodolite garnet. There are many names for rhodolite these days. Ammolites, rhodolite, grape garnet, purple garnet, depending on the shades they have with them. Purple garnet, of course, is a rhodolite that has a more violet to it. Ammolite is generally just a lighter color of rhodolite. And a lot of these names are an attempt to charge more, which in the case of Ammolite, they're worth a little more because they're rarer to get those lighter colors. This was sold in the rough as Ammolite, but I'm going to say it's a rhodolite. And, although it's just a very, very beautiful rhodolite, and it cut really nice. It's an all-step cut, and step cut is a cut that I specialize in. I find it to be one of the finest cuts that nobody cuts it. I mean, there's so few people in the world that cut step cuts. I don't get it. They cut Portuguese styles, which is like a step cut, but a little bit different in how it's cut. There's 3 steps here and a Portuguese cut. They won't all line up directly. So most countries, including stones cut in Tanzania, Sri Lanka, Thailand, they all use the Portuguese style of faceting. So this is just a slight variation of the Portuguese style. It's what I choose and what I think produces greater brilliance than the Portuguese style. And, you look at a stone like this and you just can't get more brilliant than what this stone is. So nice size stone. Rhodolite's common up to 2-3 carat, as all garnets. But bigger rhodolites, typically not as available. But right now there's just a good supply of rhodolite. So, it's a good time to buy rhodolite garnet. Because I've seen a better supply in the last 6 months than I've seen in the last 10 years. And this is how we should be buying. This is how I've learned to buy. What's available, you buy it in quantity, and you buy it while it's available. You don't go, oh, I should have bought it then, But now is a really good time to buy rhodolite garnet. Because so many of the garnets have gone up so dramatically in price. Over the last 10 years, garnet has tripled in price, just because of some new colors that have become available, which has spurred on the interest in garnets. And rightfully so. It's one of the most brilliant of colored stones. It has a very high refractive index, which determines brilliance. So if they're not overly dark, they produce a diamond-like brilliance. And that's what we're finding these days. We're seeing lighter colors available than ever before, and you can get a full brilliance where in the past you get a stone this big and, maybe you'd have 20% of it brilliant at any one time. Here you've got 80-90% brilliance, just really, really remarkable material. And I've got probably 40 or 50 stones to cut in rhodolites. Most of them are going to be 3-4 carats, but really going to be a lot of beautiful rhodolites available, and I'll continue to buy it while it's available. And it's a stone that I definitely suggest that if it's a color that appeals to you, now's the time to get into rhodolite garnet. And any garnets, although it's a little late on many of them. The price has gone up so much. The peach colors, the Malayas, a lot of this stuff that came out of Mahenge. If you put the name Mahenge on it, just this same color. If I said it was Mahenge, I'd charge twice for it. Just the nature of the name. It just changed the whole marketing of garnets over the last 10 years, and Mahenge produced some incredible stones. But there's a lot of stones that don't look any different than other sources, but because it's Mahenge, it brings more money. And that's a lot to do with a lot of this naming of different garnets and calling things Ammolite, which has a meaning, but it gets abused, and you just use a name so you can charge more. So I'm kind of going back to just calling it all rhodolite, and just look at the pictures, and particularly our pictures are going to be generally very accurate. This stone will change in different lights. It'll get more violet in like LEDs or more in the daylight, and get a little bit slightly brownish. Although this is as brown as you're going to see it right in this picture. Generally more to the violet, likes on the website. But really great stone. $1,580 is the price. With the 15% off, it's $1,342, which is about $167 a carat, which for a big garnet, most big garnets, those Malayas that are coming out of Mahenge are $2,000 a carat. Savarite garnet that was 8 carat would be $8,000 a carat. Marilaning garnet, like we looked at earlier, those are $2,000 a carat in a big stone like that, maybe more. So it's a relatively inexpensive garnet as far as garnets go. So we had a sale.
Yep, the Ammolites.
The Ammolite.
Yes.
Oh, cool. If you have questions about mounting, you can, I don't know if you can look back at the Ammolites we did. I don't know where you would look. If you look on YouTube and go to MoreGems.com and look up Ammolite, you'll see some of the Ammolites we've done. Just the back of them was kind of cool. I'm really proud of how we set those, and you can take a look at those, and you can put accent stones on them. I think most of those were plain or had an accent at the top, but I just loved the way Johnny Vinay did the designs for us. It my design, but he produced it and just did a beautiful Ammolite rendering on the back of it. The actual Ammolite animal is pictured on the back of the pendant, which you don't get to see from the front, but when you own it, you get to turn it over, and it's kind of cool. So kind of proud of those. So something we could do for this, or a lot of other designs that Christopher Michael could work on. So thank you. Yeah, it's a great stone, and I think I have 1 or 2 Ammolites left, and I'm going to have to go to Canada.
Cool.
Anybody want to go?
Let's go. Head of Montana.
Montana and Canada. Sapphire mining and Ammolite mining. Put them under pressure here. I've already offered it once, but nobody grabbed it. So we're going to Thailand. All right. Which I just love Montana. I mean, I could live there. Part-time. I mean, it's just pretty. I've never been to Alaska, and I'm sure it's kind of the same thing. But that was one, at least that part of the state was so beautiful. And if you're a fisherman, my God, you can't.
Oh, wow. Got the phone going. People want that Ammolite.
Get rid of that. Okay. Got it. Sorry if it was one of you. But such a beautiful country, or a part of the country. It's all down through mountains, and there's a river by you wherever you go. We didn't have fishing equipment, but we might have to do that again and take it with, because I'm sure the trout fishing is just amazing. Yeah. And all the way up to Canada, where the Ammolite is, I'm sure the Rocky Mountains is right nearby too. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, no, that'd be a good trip.
All right, up next, Michael. Don't leave your post.
I'm
Okay. All right. This is a Tanzanite I cut. Beautiful color. Red flash and an emerald cut, unusual, but more blue coloration and red flash. The only negative is it has an inclusion. But that inclusion saves you about 40%, and what you see in the picture, which I'm not sure who took this video, but it must have been me. But anyway, you can see the inclusion that's in it, but much more obvious in the picture and video than it is in real life. Can you see it? Yes. But for an 8-carat Tanzanite, that's, I don't know what that figures out to be. So it's like $330 a carat. So it's really half price for the color that this is. This is top gem color. Because it cut with an inclusion, the price is literally half of what it would be as a completely clean stone.
I'm gonna try and flip from there.
Okay. So really a good value if you can live with the inclusion, and trust me, it will be difficult to see when you wear it, and I would bet that no one else will see that inclusion that's in it. But just otherwise a really great stone, and it's always disappointing when you run into an inclusion when you're mostly through with the stone, because this turned up in the crown when I was cutting, and by then there's nothing you can do. You just finish the stone and deal with a lower price on the material. So hesitate to put it in the camera because you're just going to see the inclusion too. So unfortunate it's there, but really ends up a bargain, and just a beautiful, beautiful gem. The color on this is second to none. Like I said, you can start to see the red there. It's showing unusual, but there is a lot of red flash in that stone. Clean this. Oop. Yeah, you can start to see the red flash, which is in the camera is usually really difficult to see, but this one has it really strong. So, it does show up in this camera. So really nice Tanzanite, a good value, but that's what you get when you get an Si2 clarity rather than a VS stone. But for somebody out there, that can live with a slight inclusion, it's really a really well-priced stone. And like I say, you won't see a better color in hardly anything on our website. It's just really, really a remarkable color.
Show the size of that. It looks smaller on the videos than what I'm seeing here, but actually a pretty good size.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, up next, chrome tourmaline. Chrome tourmaline, I don't know, maybe it's one of my favorite gems. I love Savorite garnet, but it's just hard to sell because it's so expensive. This is a chrome tourmaline that 2-carat 26 at $900 a carat. 2-carat 26 Savorite is $2,000 a carat. So you start getting into $4,000 or $5,000, and a little bit limiting, but you get the same color in a chrome and just half the price. So it's the least expensive chrome green stone, anything that looks like emerald, it's the least expensive of the bunch. And this is a good size stone because chromes are typically available to up to 2 carat. Beyond that, become quite rare. A lot of the issues is most chromes are overly dark and won't give you the life that you see in this stone. So this is just a really nicely cut. It's a kind of a mixed cut and an emerald cut. I didn't do this stone, but really, really well cut stone. So this material, almost everything, there's reports of it coming out of Kenya. Almost everything comes out of Tanzania. So this is another case where this camera will not reproduce this color, and it's very difficult to get the true nature of this color even when I try and alter it for the website, because the color of this is such a rich green. That's a pretty green what you're seeing here, but in person this is so much richer green. Really like a top quality Savarite garnet. The difference is it's just greener, But a really special stone, $1,830. The appraised price on this $3,160. $1,830 is our online price, and with the 15 off, it's $1,555, which puts it under $700 a carat, $688 a carat. Again, the Savarite's $2,000 a carat. The emerald is $5,000, $7,000 a carat, because this is a really, really clean stone. VS1 clarity, kind of that is the peak of what I'm grading. I used to grade VVS, but so easy to miss something when you try and say something's VVS. So the highest I grade now is VS1. So VS1 is the limit of the peak of my grading. And it should be clean enough for anybody as a VS1. So, pretty stone, lively, and again, the green you're going to be thrilled with when you see it compared to what this is pictured. It's just more. It's like it's not exactly like top Zambian emerald, but more similar to a top Zambian emerald than what you're seeing here. Good stone. I hope I own more chromes, but my chrome source is, I think he's moved from Tanzania to Kenya now. And I'm just not seeing as much material as I was. So hopefully that's going to change in the near future, but for now, a little bit limited what I'm going to see in chromes. Chrome is the coloring agent along with vanadium, I believe, as it is in Savarite garnet also. But this stone with a chrome filter will be bright red. And it's another way to separate Savarite from chrome tourmalines. If you have a parcel not sure which is in there, you can use a chrome filter, and these will appear red under the chrome filter. Next stone there, Mike. Ooh, another amethyst.
Not quite a Portuguese.
Nope, not a Portuguese.
It looks like a.
I don't know what I did on this.
Some type
It's
of crown.
It's kind of Portuguese. Just has 3 rows in the back, and it's it's different. If I was good at naming, I'd have to name this cut because I designed it. So I don't think this is. Well, I say it hasn't been done, but so many things have been done. This is just start cutting and see where the rough leads you and put facets where necessary and see what you come out with. So the back is what a Portuguese would be if it had 3 rows instead of 5. full Portuguese has 5 rows. And the crown starts out kind of Portuguese. Yeah, it's, but not quite. It worked. I'm really happy with it, and really cut a really fine stone. It's hard to cut a round brilliant as long as you put the right angles on them, and you can put facets anywhere, and you're probably going to get a pretty stone if the critical thing is cutting at the right angles and knowing what angles to cut at, and facet placement's important, but when you cut around, there's few things you can do wrong, although I have occasionally screwed them up. And that's generally cutting a pavilion that has only 1 row in it is probably the only mistake you could make. Cutting a single row of facets on a pavilion of a round most often does not work well. So cutters take that and do whatever you want with it.
Mirror the crown and the pavilion?
Is what?
Did you mirror like the crown and the pavilion, the cutting? Similar?
Sometimes. This one is mirrored, yes. So that row of facets lines up with the girdle and lines up with the top row. Sometimes I have, that's not, I've done things that didn't mirror. I've done rounds that actually the either step rows or whatever, they were between, instead of lining up with the bottom rows, they kind of split the facets. So they just moved over a index, or, they didn't line up perfectly above each other. They kind of moved like a Portuguese does. Portuguese does that. They don't line up directly. So this stone, 12 karat 75, $850. Less the 15 is $722. So just, I think it's a really nice cut that you won't find in the books. A good size stone, pendant, and the color is really, really outstanding color. Again, it's material from Bahia, Brazil, which will be seeing more of this material. Every show for the rest of my life will have an amethyst from Bahia, Brazil.
I think some of the people in the chat pointed out they were from Brazil, so I think we do have a few Brazil watchers.
Oh, okay.
If you're still out there.
Are they in Brazil currently, or?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been to Brazil since 2003, maybe. But I loved Brazil. I really enjoyed it, and would like to go back, particularly if they hit pockets of something, although they're producing some nice tourmaline again. We bought some beautiful tourmalines from Brazil in the last couple of years. So if I had more time, I'd put that on my list, because I had a great time in Brazil. Me and Jim Fiebig, I traveled with for 20 years. That was our first trip together, and it was just a memorable trip. We lost all the photos from that trip, which is unfortunate. Don't know where those went, but we had a great time. Did I finish everything on that stone? Yeah.
You didn't tell us what you're going to name it yet.
What I was going to name it, I don't know. I need somebody to name my cuts. I don't think I've ever named a cut. I've done hundreds that were unique as far as I know, but, it's not my thing, naming stuff, I guess.
What do you see when you look at it?
What do I see when I look at it? Dollar signs.
The dollar sign. The dollar.
No, and that's not what I see. That's the last thing really. Well, it's not the last thing, because as a cutter, it better be first thing on your mind. is can I make money when I cut this stone? But it's definitely not what drives me. I just love cutting and love seeing something like this amethyst. When you're done, you just go, wow, that's pretty. Just a rewarding thing to finish a stone. And next show, Michael's going to have a few stones.
Yep.
And I'll bet they'll be quartz. Because he's got his own kilo of material. So, all right, moving on.
Well, before we move on,
Yes.
question. The 3.71 carat cushion pyrope garnet that you showed earlier. Is it natural or treated?
Yeah, no treatments for garnets. Almost, I've heard talk of treatments of demantoid from Colorado, which I didn't know it existed, but people were mining it and they said it treated, but I don't know that's true. But all garnets typically have no treatments. They just don't heat, they don't irradiate, nothing changes their color, So this is, it's all natural color. So.
And I had someone ask me in chat, they were trying to make a purchase. There's probably a lot of new people that didn't hear this earlier, but if you do like anything on the show, you can go to MoreGems.com. There's a huge green banner at the top. You click through to it, you'll find all the gems on this show. And if you find one you like, just add it to the cart. It's through checkout. It's going to ask you for the coupon code. You can use May 15. It's going to take an extra 15% off. It's free shipping. And you can use credit cards. You can use PayPal. You can use financing through Bread, I think up to like 12 months. And then we also do layaway that you just have to call. So
Yeah, and layaway, we go up to 6 months and you make regular payments. We have people go beyond that, but we're here to help you get a nice gem in your wallet, and and hopefully we can make a fine piece of jewelry for you. So, and when you look at jewelry, if you a lot of the stuff we've done over the years, if you go to YouTube and go to More Gems, you can search the probably 1,000 stones that are on there that we've done, and 500 different styles we've produced. Unfortunately, a lot of the things slip out of here before I get a chance to either see them or get a chance to picture them. So we've done a lot of custom pieces that have never made YouTube, but there are a lot of things on there to give you some ideas of what we can do. Okay, Mike, next. All right, here's the most expensive stone on the show, but it's by far the rarest stone on the show. Like we talked about earlier, chrome tourmalines, 2 carat is a big chrome tourmaline. 6 carat is a huge chrome tourmaline. This one I just finished this morning, and I think it really came out beautifully. And again, this is the color of this stone is superior to what I can reproduce on the website. It's just really a vivid green. The color on here looks good, but in person it's better. So this is a nice big stone. It's as big as it could. It presents itself as big as it possibly could be because it's cut at the minimum ideal angle that you could cut this stone at. So you get full brilliance and you get a big spread to the stone. And again, 6 carat chrome tourmaline, go online, try and find a 6 carat. We had a 7 carat on the last show, but those were the biggest chrome tourmalines I've ever seen. And the customer that bought the 7 carat chrome tourmaline, that was his response to 7 carat. He's never seen anything, and he buys a lot of gems, and he's got quite a collection. But these are big for chrome tourmalines. Yeah. Where's the? So nice, really nice chrome, and totally clean. This one is VS1 Clarity. Just really a remarkable stone.
He's always in broken pieces. You ever see any crystals coming out?
No, I can't say I've ever seen well, maybe. I may have seen. Yeah, it seems I've seen some crystals, but again, they were too dark. That's always the problem with chromes. I myself and most of the people I know, we've quit cutting chromes. We just buy them cut, just because they're often disappointing. It looks like perfect color and it ends up dark. And that, although I didn't really think it was an issue with this stone, I just was ready when I pulled it out of the jar after it broke the glue free. I was waiting and not be too disappointed if it was dark, because it's just typically what happens. But this one came out just really the perfect depth of color. It's just lively. It'll be lively in any lighting. It'll never be overly dark. Like I say, it's just a really large chrome tourmaline. This stone and the 7 carat I cut are the biggest chromes that I've ever owned. And as many of you know, I've been at this for a while. 1975 was when I started. I came out of school as a chemist and lasted as a chemist for about a year and said, not for me. So I became a gem cutter, which has served me well. Don't miss chemist at all. The chemistry helped a little bit, and in a lot you do in this business, because there is a lot of chemistry involved with heating, and because all the stones that need heating that we cut here, I do the heating right here. The oven is just out of sight back over here, but there it is. So there's our oven in the corner. It's a programmable oven, computerized, and we can heat most stones. Sapphires, most of the treatments for sapphires are beyond this oven, but most everything else, we heat a lot of Tanzanite in here, and I just heated some Singita zircon, which you can heat to colorless. Which the customer wanted, and starts out brown, and you heat it to about 1100 degrees and it'll turn colorless. So the oven is a useful tool, because probably 50% of all the gems that we sell have been heated to enhance their color. Which you'll find noted on every stone on our website, whether it's heated or natural or just what the nature of it is. So that's chrome tourmaline, and probably one of the most expensive stones I've cut, other than some Tanzanites recently that have been more expensive. Did I price that one out?
I don't think so.
So 15% off, about $8,500 is what that stone is. 6.38. So a little over $1,300 a carat. So the closest thing in Tsavorite garnet this size, I'm going to guess at 5,000 a carat, maybe more. I don't have to guess, actually. I have the guide. Let's see what they say. Garnet, Tsavorite. So 5 carat plus, 8,500 a carat wholesale. So chrome tourmaline is the bargain, and again, emerald that looked like this would be 15,000, 20,000 a carat would be my guess. So chrome tourmaline is the bargain of the fine green colored stones. The next thing would be chrome diopside, people say, but chrome diopside's not a tough enough stone to wear as a ring again, so the value is low. Although I'm sure Home Shopping Network and some of the others mount them in rings, because I see them putting apatite in rings, which is just a farce, because you can barely keep apatite in a plastic baggie and not damage it. So, all right, moving on. Next stone. This is a Portuguese round tourmaline. Not typically a size I would cut a Portuguese in. Just a lot of work for a small stone, but it works. It's really an attractive stone. Just a lot of brilliance to it. Really fine pink color. Just not very big, But it's still, what size is it? So it's 6.5 millimeter. It's like a carat-sized diamond is what this would be. Yeah, just a really attractive color, excellent brilliance, high clarity.
Gary wanted me to buy this one before the show.
Yeah.
I told her I can't do that. You don't sell this show stones.
Yeah, I'm pretty protective. Give it 2 weeks after the show and she can have it. I won't promise, Gary. But it is an attractive stone, and will make a great mounted piece, because a carat-sized diamond is not a small stone. To me, it's a small stone just because I'm used to cutting big. I should cut more stones this size, and as we do more mounting, which is really where we're headed right now, is moving into much more mounted goods, and you'll probably see these shows have a little more towards the mounted. And tomorrow we have a jewelry drop. Is that what we're calling it?
Yep.
Jewelry drop. Tell us about that, Michael. Or do I need to tell them about it because I have the microphone?
Yeah. It's just,
So jewelry drop is what we've produced for the last 2 weeks. We'll be presenting tomorrow. Tomorrow, because of this show and the proximity, we do the jewelry drop every 2 weeks, and it just happened to land right after this show. So normally it would come early in the morning, but we need the day to prepare for it, to get all the pictures and videos of it. So sometime later tomorrow, do we have a time frame?
not necessarily.
Sometime tomorrow evening, you'll see what new pieces we produced. There'll be a few less this time just because we've been so busy for Mother's Day. We produced probably, 50, 60 Mother's rings over the last 3 weeks. So we've been busy with that. So we haven't been able to produce like we want to. But the rest of this year, our goal is to keep producing 10, 15 pieces every couple of weeks, something new and creative. And so we'll do these jewelry drops every 2 weeks. So you'll be able to see all the new pieces that we've made in the last 2 weeks in one day. So check us out tomorrow evening, and you'll see maybe 10, 15 pieces I think we may have.
And let's get cut in. So 2 customers have noticed this, and I just checked it out. There's something going on with our checkout button. Yes. So
Really?
It's not currently working. PayPal does, and the bread does, but I'm on support right now trying to figure out what's going on. So not
All
sure what the
right.
problem is.
Well, that's not good for any of us.
No.
So if there's something you want to buy, I don't know, can we take it on chat?
Yeah,
Hold
that's
it?
what people are doing right now with their phone number, giving us it to call back. But hopefully I can get support on the line and try to resolve what's going on.
Yeah, how many times we run into issues like this where either Google screws us or,
I'm working on it.
All right.
Jeffrey's on
Appreciate
the
it.
case.
Yeah. And thanks for chatting with us and let us know about the problems. And any questions you have, just get on there. And, we appreciate the assistance there. So we may have had a few more sales tonight.
At least 2.
Yeah, at least 2. Yeah. So this is a really nice stone, and it's probably one of the lesser expensive stones that we have tonight. But really, really a beautiful tourmaline. This one comes to us from Nigeria, which Nigeria has been producing some nice tourmalines along, as well as Congo has really been productive for tourmalines over the last 5 years or so. Nigeria, I can go back to the 90s when they really started producing a huge quantity of pinks back then. But generally the pinks they've produced have been more violet-y pink. Not quite as pink as this stone. All right, so if you want to buy that one, hopefully we can make that happen here shortly. Jeff's on the case. Okay, what's up next there, Michael?
Uh-oh,
It is another hidden crystal. This is a hidden crystal.
It's a gem, though.
It's
gem.
yeah. So this is a Tanzanite crystal, that beautiful crystal shape. Not only is it a beautiful crystal, it actually is facetable.
You got any white back?
Sure. You know, other than that crack down the middle, there's 2 stones in here, and one of them's probably a 5 carat. The one on this side of that crack. Because if you split this stone right down that crack, you've got 2 stones that are facetable. One would be this direction, which would maybe be an emerald cut. And the other is this direction, which would be an odd shape. So probably a 2 carat and a 5 carats in there. So this is not only a crystal. You know, most crystals are not facet grade. You know, occasionally we see them that way. But this is facet grade material in a really nicely shaped crystal. Just beautiful termination. You know, all the faces are there. Most of the material I get to cut does not have this crystal shape. But the color is really beautiful color on this stone. And you can kind of see the difference. More purple down this axis, more blue on this axis. So this one is $29.99 less 25%. So it's $22.50 basically. And if you wanted to cut it, there is that much cut in here, and if you're lucky, you'll get more than that. You know, if it's 6 carat, what's that figure? You know, there's at least $3,000 worth of stones in this. I say that, and I know that that's speculation, but I bet I could get between $3,000 and $4,000 worth of stones out of this. So this, of course, comes to us from Tanzania, the only source for Tanzanite. This one is probably heated, huh, Mike? Oh, it's unheated, maybe.
It's unheated.
Yeah, maybe we can.
Double check it with that microscope.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those that are green. It's a little tough to tell, although that looks yellow. So I'm guessing that that's correct, is unheated.
Let me take a look. I saw that. The guy I bought it from. Yeah.
So what happens when you heat an unheated stone? They typically get better color, has been my experience. And I've heated a couple of stones that I cut that were naturals. You know, we generally, when they're naturally blue, like this one is, you like to leave them that color, but the ones I've cut, they were just a little bit lighter, and as soon as you heat them, the color intensified on material like this.
Yeah, it's like
Can't you see a little bit of yellow in there?
Right.
So this comes to you from Mineral Mike, who's sitting right over here. So if you want to look at, well, actually all the Tanzanite crystals are on Tanzanite jewelry designs. Other crystals other than Tanzanite. Did you put these on Mineral Mike too?
There's a link that links.
Oh,
over to
okay.
Tanzanite.
Okay. So the Tanzanite crystals are on TanzaniteJewelryDesigns.com. All other crystals, mineral specimens will be on mineralmike.com. All right, next one, Mike. So this is blue zircon. We talked about being difficult to photograph, and this one it's unfortunate because the color of blue zircon, blue zircon is one of our best-selling stones in store. It's a little bit of a limiting factor that I can't photograph the color correctly. And if there's any photographers out there, if I can, I don't use filters, and I don't know if I can change the color of these with a filter. I just can't get blue-green. The color of blue zircon is such a beautiful blue-green. What you're seeing there is mostly blue, and these they're teal. They're not teal color, but they're just a beautiful blue accented by green, just a seafoam color. And it's unfortunate I can't photograph it, just like this. Yeah, yeah. I can alter these a little bit and get a little more green with the camera, but you just can't reproduce. I've got this issue with blue zircon and apatites that look this color. They're just not going to show up as great. But the color of zircon and the brilliance of zircon is just like second to none. It's just for that color range, it's one of the most beautiful gems that exists on the planet. These are all heated. This material starts out as brown, and kind of like Tanzanite. You heat it, and the brown turns blue. So. Yeah, I'm not sure why I can't represent it accurately to you. Believe me, it's beautiful.
I believe.
Yeah, what's on the website is a little more accurate, but if you make it twice as beautiful, that's about where these blue zircons are. So anyway, that's it. It's $1,490. Which with the coupon code May15, it's $1,266. Stone weighs 7 carat, appraised price of $3,855. I've got some really good suppliers, not only in Cambodia, but the other guy's from...
He's an Indian.
Well, he's from Singapore or from Malaysia.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not sure. So.
Oh, okay. I thought he was...
Yeah, I think, isn't that where? Yeah, I'm not sure.
They were calling it Campbellite.
Campbellite, where they're trying to change the name to Campbellite for Cambodia and Campbellite. I don't think it's going to happen, but, blue zircon always has people, as soon as you say zircon, they think cubic zirconia is what they're thinking, that it's not a real stone, but this is a real stone and one of the best gems that comes out of the ground. I mean, there's not much prettier than blue zircon. This is like the finest blue topaz, and then just add a little bit of green to it, and you get just an extraordinary color. And you have really high refractive index. So this refractive index, the tools we use to measure refractive index won't even measure this stone because it has such a high refractive index that it won't register on the refractometer. So, and refractive index is what determines brilliance. So this is just an extraordinarily brilliant stone. Unfortunately, they're typically cut deep like this. It is just the shape of the crystals, so you get a deep cut is the best yield, and it also accent the colors the best. I debate whether to recut these stones, but I know there'll be a sacrifice of some of the depth of color when you do that. So I've typically left them alone and just let them shine for how they were cut, and just that's how they were intended to be cut. So I haven't been to Cambodia, but Jeff has. Although he's busy now, he's trying to solve our problems here. But he's yeah.
So some people are able to get through. Some people aren't. I can't. But you could try it all the time, or if there's something you want.
And it's just through Shopify or what?
Through Shopify, but like I said, well, we just sold the cushion pyrope garnet,
Oh, okay.
and that was through Shopify. So some people can get through, some people can't. I'm not sure why right now.
Try it, and
Yes.
if you can't get through, chat with us, and we'll work on holding the stone for you.
Yep.
Try it on
You know,
or something.
Yeah, I could try it on mobile too, but yes, on desktop at least it's not working for me. A couple people said it's working for them. Shopify, which is the site that this is on, said it's working for them, but so I'm not sure what's going on here. But
Okay.
we're working on it. You can try to go through it. Otherwise, yeah, thank you for the pyrope.
yeah. Who bought the pyro?
Yan Cheng.
Jan.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, it's a cool stone. Yeah, you let me know if you ever see another one like it, because I know that it's just a color that was found. This material, I was told, was cut maybe 10, 15 years ago. And if you saw the cut, you could probably understand why they didn't sell. This material with a cab top just was kind of lifeless and really, I could see the color was right. But as soon as you faceted it, it just really, really sparkled. And, that color is unique. In these three that I bought are the only three I've ever seen that are this color. All right, Michael, next, please. All right, another rhodolite garnet. This one is another Barian style, kind of a Barian, almost emerald cut. Little variation of a Barian emerald cut. So step cut crown, Barian pavilion, 6.43 carat, just really lively stone. Where are we at? Get rid of that white. Oop. And probably more violet than this is shown. When I take videos and pictures, I have a lot of settings on this camera, which we're stuck with one, and it'll show certain colors right, and this is close, but not as violet-y as it really is. Yeah, that small picture, why does it look so much better?
Small picture
Yeah, like that.
looks better.
Just the size of the,
Probably just kind of condensing it down.
yeah,
Just that illusion to you, maybe.
okay. So it's 6.43 carat, $1,290. Appraised price at $1,800. So it comes out to $1,096. So about $170 a carat on this stone. Good clean stone. Yeah. Not quite as clean as I've graded it, though. I can see an inclusion. But it'll grade VS, not VS1. Because the location of that inclusion is just going to be difficult to see from the crown, but it is not a VS1 stone.
Kind of a sleeper inclusion, huh?
Yeah. Well, the cameras, there is no hiding
Yeah, it tells it
in
all.
these cameras. Yep. If you can't see it in these cameras, there's nothing in it. All right, next down there, Mike. All right. It's a hidden gem. Another Tanzanite. And again, really a top quality Tanzanite. This is a square cushion. And a hidden gem. 25% off on this stone. And the color really, again, it's just a remarkable color. Really well cut stone. Just the lively as can be. So weighs 475, 2565, less the 15%, so 2180 is the price. So about 460 a carat, I think. And these square cushions are some of the best sellers we've got. Just been a popular cut in all colored stones. Oop. So this is what we call Portuguese style faceting. This is what you're going to see on most Tanzanites.
Why do they call it Portuguese? I think that's where it was.
Well, they're cut in Brazil.
Yeah.
They're Portuguese. They speak Portuguese, and it is just a cutting style that was made famous there, and somebody called it Portuguese style faceting. It's just those little diamond shapes. And then the crowns, they typically just do a standard brilliant crown. That's how 90% of all Tanzanite's faceted. And I don't facet any of them like this, but so really a beautiful stone. You can see all the grading. I'm not sure what I'm sure it grades high. It'll be 930 out of 1,000 or greater. I'm not sure just how high this one is. Just nice stone, nice size, good size for pendant or ring. Very pretty Tanzanite. Got some questions there, Jeff? Are you still working on our problem?
Yeah, I've been trying to work on the problem.
Yeah, sorry about the interruption of chat, but
Yes.
Jeff's our problem solver and chat moderator, so it's affected us a little bit.
So we did just get in another sale that came in. This was done through PayPal. So it's Adam purchased the Portuguese tourmaline, 1.43 carat.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, sorry, Carrie. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's a great stone. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael wanted me to raise the price on it before the show. He thought it was too cheap, but hey. It's getting down to a price that is questionable whether worth cutting here in the U.S. sometimes. You spend 4 or 5 hours on a stone, and it's you got the cost of rough and the cost of labor, and that's about as inexpensive a stone as we can be profitable at. But great stone, and glad. What was his name?
Adam.
Adam. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, you'll enjoy that stone. Make a beautiful ring, or you can make a nice pendant out of it also.
All right. So I haven't been paying as much attention to chat tonight, but Sorry.
You'll be replaced next week.
I know. You gotta get this issue fixed. Yeah. So if you do want to purchase anything, some people, like I said, it's working for. Otherwise, you can try to use PayPal. I think there's like Google Pay there and Facebook Pay. I think we have as well. But we'll try to get this resolved. And
Should we have them call?
if you can call us as well. Our number is on the website, MoreGems.com. Or you can email us. There's a form there if you like something. We'll let you know when this is resolved. And if you're on our email list, we're going to email everyone tomorrow with the stones and let everybody know if it's resolved as well. So
yeah, if we'll be here for at least another 15 minutes or so, because so if you want to call us, if you have a question about it, it's a unusual situation, so we'll try and help you out. And if there's something you're interested in ordering, you call us now or call us tomorrow, and we'll be glad to get you through the process. Sorry for the issue, but hey, shit happens,
Sure does. Technology.
Yeah. All right, folks, remember, shop online at MoreGems.com. We want to thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to get the alerts for when we go live. Also, check out our video links at the bottom of this stream. That's going to do it for us It's going to do it for us tonight. I'm Steve Moriarty, and keep on jamming.